Hey, so the lesson for today is going to be about Mrs. Georgia Okeeffe, an American painter that really loved painting flowers, landscapes, and animal bones, believe it or not. She was quoted as saying, "I found I could say things with color and shapes that I couldn't say any other way. Things I had no words for." And you know what? Isn't that what art's all about? Being able to express yourself with color and shapes, to be able to communicate what you're thinking and what you're feeling. And she did that very well with her flowers, which is what's going to be the inspiration for our piece today. Yeah. So let's get started here today. Let's move the paints off to the side. Yeah, we're going to be painting today, but first we have to write our names on our papers. You can write your teacher's name there too. Okay, flip over on the back and we're going to use these nifty little stencils here. Put it on the corner of your paper like so. Line it up perfectly straight. And then we're going to grab a pencil and we're going to trace that curve, just the curve. And what happens here is this part, that's going to be the inside of our Georgia Okeeffe flower, okay? And then out here is going to be the outside where the flower petals go, okay? So here we go. We're going to go ahead and draw the flower petals. Now, do your flower petals have to look like this? Of course they don't. This is just one option, okay? Now, after you finish your flower petals, you have to decide what the inside of your flower is going to look like. For me, I decided to use wavy lines. I want you to think about those patterns, think about those shapes, and come up with something for your flower as well. So now it's painting time, and I'm gonna actually paint in a pattern here, because here's the deal, guys. We're not gonna try to mix, and if you try to put a different color right next to something that's wet already, you're gonna have a problem with mixing, okay? So please be careful with that. I'm gonna paint the blue. Oh, I got a little bit on the table there. Don't worry about that. We'll actually handle that with our wet wipes. The thing to take away from this is please be careful not to mix your colors. So I'm gonna let that blue dry before I color those white stripes in there, okay? Let that blue dry first. So let's move on. I think I want to go ahead while we're waiting on that blue to dry. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the flower petals. Taking my time here. You see this? Taking my time, making sure I stay inside of the lines that I drew for myself. Very important. You drew those lines for a reason, people. Use them. Oh, look at that. Ooh, it's still a little wet, and that is still kind of right next. That red is right next to that blue. So be careful, even with the flower petals, because I could have some mixing going on there. Very careful. All right, so I've gotten the red of the flower petals done, and you might get to a point to where you can't paint anything else because it's next to something that's wet. And if that happens, just wait for next class. We'll finish it next class, guys, no problem. See, look at me. I was too fast trying to do this video for you guys, trying to rush it, and I messed up. And now my yellow background has to be orange because I got red on my yellow. And as you know, red and yellow make orange. I was too fast. Now I have to go back and try to fix my mistakes. Shame on me. Now there might come a time when the brush you have is too big and you have to switch to a smaller brush because you've drawn something that's really hard to paint with a big brush. Please, if you need a smaller brush, let me know. I'll hand you one. Okay? Good. To be continued.